the worry, and I think it's justified, and I think let's not act like all heroes were free to play to get to 6-star before, because they weren't. The only other point left to debate, the only other thing left to discuss,
it's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
So I want to first start off by saying that this battle pass is not necessarily for me, might not necessarily be for you, and I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic that we will have more opportunities in the future, though I have no guarantee, and I'll expand on all of that. Yeah. What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero War Central. In this video, I want to talk a little bit about the Hero's Way for the month of June, for lack of a better thing to call it, I guess. We're mid-June into July. There are some things in here that people were very surprised to see. There are things in here that people are worried about seeing. And this, of course, is based on last month's Hero's Way. For those of you that have been living under a rock, the Hero's Way Golden Pass has gone up in price. I'm not sure why mine is 0 and 0. I think it's just a graphical glitch. Maybe because I'm a content creator. I don't really know. The cost of the Golden Pass went up, and it no longer has the ability to complete all 40 levels as a free-to-play player. If you are interested in completing all 40 levels and then some, you have to spend a considerable amount of resources. You can't do feats anymore, like daily feats, in order to level up the Hero's Way. The only way to get the Hero's Way experience points is by completing tasks in events. You can see right here, Hero's Way points during the Outland Splendor event. Yeah, Skinstone event that was teased by Iris's Crystal Ball a few days ago. Yeah, so the idea is you do these various tasks, and one of them is like, open 1,250 Outland chests. You know, which is, you know, not a bad place to spend emeralds. It's just most people can't open 1,250 Outland chests in 3 days. And you have no hope of really getting most of the rewards unless you're doing a lot of these really high spendy events. So even if you do spend the money to get the golden ticket, you're not going to get all 40 levels at the top row either. So a lot of people are, you know, upset. And then, you know, whenever the Hero's Way rewards were revealed to us yesterday, and by the way, I'm going to go ahead and share this picture. This is from the unofficial Hero Wars Alliance Discord. It was shared around with me earlier this morning. These are all of the rewards that are in here. You have a couple of things of note. First of all, the Tenebrous soul stones. They are not on the free-to-play side. You can see that down here. 250 soul stones in the golden pass there. Is that right here, level 10. So you can get to level 10 today if you spend. So you could have a 3-star Tenebrous today, right now, if you spin. And if you look at the social medias, there's a ton of people that already have Tenebrous at 3-star. That is what the Hero's Way golden ticket and all of that is for now. It's not for me. It's not for the average player. It's for those people who have the psychology of that they cannot miss out. They fear missing out on this thing, right? Fortunately, all of the really strong Tenebrous lines that have been posted so far with a 3-star Tenebrous, they've already been wrecked by existing Titans, so I wouldn't even worry too much about that. And that's kind of the point that we'll touch on a little bit later. Anyway, Tenebrous soul stones being here, 250, and it only being this one pile of 250. But additionally, you have Tenebrous's weapon fragments. You see these right here. These are Tenebrous's artifact weapon fragments. And you do get 12,000 for free, but there is 15,700 that you have to pay for, as well as, you know, just general purpose leveling up the golden pass. You can see, let's see, what's the highest level of artifact? Yeah, level 40 you get 5,000 is the free one right there, and then level 37 is the highest one for the pay to win side. What a lot of people are concerned about is the Tenebrous event, which, by the way, is looking to be around the 13th or the 14th. We have this exchange, and basically what happens at the end of every Hero Wars event with the shop, the last day of the event, you only get access to the shop. So you have one last day, 24 hours to spend all of your coins before they convert into a different material that is available for you to use full-time, you know, once the event ends, once the limited time event ends. So the exchange happens on June 18th at 5 a.m., which means June 17th is the final day for the shop, and then the 3 days prior to that, so the 14th, 15th, and 16th is when we're looking at, June 14th, 15th, and 16th is when we're expecting the Tenebrous event to be. So, flashback over to here to this right here. The worry, and I think it's justified, and I think it's actually what's going to happen, you're not going to be able to get a 6-star Tenebrous unless you have the golden ticket, unless you really go crazy in the event, but there will mathematically not be enough soul stones to get to a 6-star. It'll just be impossible, and the only way to get to a 6-star Tenebrous is by getting these last 250 soul stones from level 10 in the hero's way. Now, level 10 is easy to get. It's easy to get, if you just spend just a little bit of money. You buy the golden ticket first of all, which is, $20 or whatever it is, and then just a little bit of spent resources across the next 2-3 weeks to get those last 250 soul stones. But that's the hero evolution. The artifact weapon evolution is going to cost you. I think that's what's going to cost you. I mean, obviously that's what's going to cost you. Not only to get all 27,700 that we have here, do you have to get to level 37 and 40 on the pay-to-win and free-to-play side of the hero's way, respectively. But I'm sure that the artifacts are going to be very expensive to get during the Tenebrous event, right? And the reason why I think all of this is because of the Lara Croft event. You guys remember the Lara Croft shop, right? It unlocked in stages, and you couldn't get Lara Croft's artifact weapon unless you went deeper and deeper and deeper into the adventure. You couldn't get more of Lara Croft's soul stones unless you unlocked more and more of the adventures and then bought more and more of the soul stones from the shop. And then even then, you couldn't finish her off. You couldn't get her to 6-star. You couldn't get her artifact to 6-star unless you spent money. Like, you couldn't do it. Now, never mind, by the way, and yeah, this is a valid thing to say, but never mind that the only way to max a hero during a hero event before this, you had to spend also. Let's not act like all heroes were free to play to get to 6-star before, because they weren't. You could not get a hero to 6 stars a year ago unless you spent money. You just couldn't do it. Sure, some people have enough saved up resources, right? Some people have enough stacked resources that they could have easily done it without spending any money, but that's not the average player. Okay, that's the player that's been playing and spending for 2, 3, 5 years, 7 years. Those players have got stacked resources. This right here is a paywall to those players, while the rest of us suffer. So I am going to finish this up by saying that I'm optimistic that in the future, Tenebrous Soul Stones will be added to the Titan summoning spheres in the Circle of Summoning. I am optimistic that, Solaris and whoever is missing here, Rigel, I guess, will be added to the Titan summoning spheres, the Circle of Summoning, and so will Tenebrous. Right, Solaris, Tenebrous, and Rigel are missing from here, and you will eventually be able to get a 6-star Tenebrous and Solaris and Rigel from this, which is as close to free to play as we're going to call it. And I'm hoping that eventually the same thing is going to happen in the Elemental Cradle, that the Titan artifact weapons for those heroes, you can see that they're not in here yet. The Titan artifact weapons for those heroes, for those Titans, Tenebrous, Solaris, and Rigel will be added in here eventually. I am optimistic that they will be, and that is where the average player will get access to those materials. Now, the only other point left to debate, the only other thing left to discuss, is how much of a disparity is this going to cause? How much of a disparity is this going to cause between the average player, who are outraged right now, and the whales, who couldn't care less where the resources come from? They're going to spend either way. Well, the good news is that gap has been there forever. It's only slightly bigger, right? The people that are free to play and the average spenders will never catch. You're never going to catch the whales. People will always spend more money than you. And this does increase the gap a little bit, but not enough for me to care, really. Not enough for me to get really mad about it. I don't like the way that the Zero Way stuff is going, but, if this continues over the next 3 or 4 months, it's because people are paying for it. It's because people are paying. It's that simple. If it continues, people are paying. So they are justified in doing it. It feels greedy and scammy to the average player. They're all upset and everything, and maybe justifiably so, but they're only doing it because people are spending. So I'll see y'all all in a couple hours. I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.